This is the Sports Porch, Philadelphia, with your hosts, the Grand Schwabini, Rube, and me, your technical director. Come on, Philly, show us a little Eagles, Flyers, Phillies, and Sixers love. The Philadelphia Sports Porch starts now.
Atención, chimoso, el que quiera perder su tiempo que me aconseje, que estoy en robo pero feo, y hoy hay que darme banda. Dame la boca, que andamos en jangueo, y cojo ruta, que viva el teteo, el desacato, vive de la vida y disfruta.
For the Phillies, number 59, Jhoran Duran.
There it is. Welcome to the Sports Porch Philadelphia. I mean, we can't do an intro like that for ourselves. I mean, we could try it. Maybe we'll goof around with it one day, but I had to lead with that. Thanks for joining us here. You can follow us on YouTube at Philadelphia Sports Porch and on X at Philly Porch. I am your technical director. The Grand Schwabini is to my left on the screen, and that is Rube, a lifelong Philly fan living in Texas, Austin right now. What do you say, guys? I mean, you wanted to lead with this stuff, so that I mean that's pretty exciting. That guy is he is just lights out. We're going to go right to page one here. Now, when you sent me this and you said "Hungry Like the Wolf," Jhoran Duran, whatever, is here.
Jhoran Duran.
Were you?
Duran.
Did you get it? Did you get the hungry like the wolf reference?
No, I thought his intro song.
Duran.
Yeah, I got that part of it, but I actually thought his intro song was "Hungry Like the Wolf." So I thought I was going to be dancing to a version.
I thought more like Roberto Duran, no mas.
Yeah, right. No mas. So, but that's going to be page one. Jhoran Duran is here. Page two, the Eagles made a trade. How he's making moves. Page three, we're going to talk about that cheesesteak contest. Man, the votes are just starting to just tumble in now. It's always funny how it starts and then it kind of gains momentum and then it really picks up speed into the finals. Schwaber's going to give us an update on that. Page four, we're going to talk about some things we're streaming and watching that we might like or we might not like, but we got a lot in between. So before you do anything else, click that subscribe button and the notifications button, especially on YouTube. Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. we'll be here. So page one, give it to us, the Grand Schwabini. What what's going on here? This guy, this is the answer, right? This is what you wanted.
So yeah, and I believe Rube, you said this was your number one guy, right?
This was our number one guy. Yeah, when we were talking about it a few weeks ago.
And you gotta love it. I mean, with the pain that we've endured closing out ball games, it's unbelievable just having a guy come in, nobody can hit him. And every pitch is 102, 103 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's 3 up, 3 down, like it's no problem.
So I'm watching the game the other night.
Yeah.
The second one, the game against the Tigers on Sunday night. And, Sanchez was having such a great game, but I was like, you know what? I'm staying. I want to stay for the last inning because I didn't see the first save. So I wanted to see the introduction and I wanted to see this guy pitch for real. And holy crap. I mean, first of all, Sanchez pitched a freaking awesome game. Second of all, you're right. When's the last time we had a legit closer? Right. I couldn't even name the person who it was.
Probably Lidge.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. And I thought it was pretty funny. One of the announcers actually said when he went about getting the last out in the last game, um, he threw one that was 103, and it looked like it was right in the box, like it should have been a strike. And they're like, the ref man just flat out missed that
Yeah,
one.
I know.
You
The
know,
ump didn't see it. The ump
He goes,
didn't
maybe
see
you
it.
should take something off so he can see it.
we have that highlight right here. So.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Riley Green swings at one and misses.
So yeah, I think it's this pitch right here.
Yeah, this is your new closeout of the game.
This is the pitch that he misses. He called that a ball.
The whole stadium saw it, though.
Yeah. It's amazing how people know, even though they're that far away.
Pitch that should have been a strike.
I just can't get over the velocity that this guy has.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he does it sort of effortlessly too. It's not like he's cranking it up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
beyond-
Yeah,
Right.
it's not like his legs are on fire after he's done. Like Mitch Williams, he pitches with his hair on fire. Yeah, I mean,
At 102. And that will get this crowd onto its feet to see if they
I
can
think the
help
sports
Gary
board should get that
Duran
tattoo.
to his home.
Yeah.
what, the little cross on the side right there?
Yeah.
I'm for it. I'll do it. I mean, the velocity of these pitches, one after another, is
If I could throw the ball 103, I'd throw it right there.
pretty amazing.
Every time.
Yeah, I have to admit, being that he pitched for the Twins, I did not realize just how good he was. Like, I think he's a lot better than Mason Miller, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got a snarl, too. I like it.
yeah, he's a. There it is. Yeah.
You got to love it. I mean, it's just like when you throw 103 high and outside, but still in the corner. I mean, that's just unhittable. There's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, well,
That's why he's got like a 1.93 ERA.
so somebody scores off him, but it's probably
Yeah.
inherited runners, all that kind of shit. But I mean, he just flat out throws heat, and it's nasty. And from what I could see in that clip, now I haven't watched a lot of him. I've watched just basically that clip.
Mm-hmm.
At least during those 5-6 pitches,
Mm-hmm.
he locates pretty well. I mean, he was
nipping at the corners,
Yeah.
throwing strikes. He's not all over the place. It's heat,
Yeah.
and it's accurate. He's throwing
And it's-
strikes.
it's
That's
got
going to be tough to hit.
late movement too, which is
Mhm.
Impressive. So if this is I'm thinking, I don't want to redo this trade. I think it was a great trade for the Phillies.
Right.
I think it was a great trade even before you see his work, because it is what they needed. They needed somebody that they can say he's the closer, end of story. That's it.
Right.
So
right.
that makes it that takes a little bit of stress off those back end relievers. It takes a lot of stress off the manager. This is our go-to guy. But I'm like, the Twins, they aren't terrible.
No,
Was
the Twins sold off their whole team. I think
I
because
know.
they're being bought, aren't they? Aren't they
I
being
think
bought and
maybe
I don't
maybe
something
Look,
like that?
the best thing that could have happened. You did not get David Bednar. There's my Pirates reference for the evening.
Correct. I think he already blew a game with the Yankees, didn't he?
God, I hope he blows all the games with the Yankees. I'm rooting for the Phillies to win the World Series this year. But I will take anybody beating the Yankees. So Phillies, Dodgers, Padres, whoever, as long as if the Yankees make it, and that's a big question mark right
It's
now.
a big if right now.
I'll take anyone. But what I will say, and I think we're going to talk a little bit about Kyle Schwarber here. And what I will say is that, first of all, I think this puts the Phillies in a position where I believe that they are the favorite in my book to win the World Series, or at least to go for the National League, because The Dodgers have their issues. I know they have Ohtani, but they have their issues this year. The Padres, they just, who knows? They're kind of a wild card. The Cubs, they're a wild card in there. There's some good teams, but the Phillies have been so close for the last few years, and they've missed a few pieces. And to be quite frank with you, all this talk we've bandied about, whatever the fucking word is, over the last few weeks about getting a bat for this and a bat for that. I always thought that really what they just needed was a closer, that they have the lineup that can win. They have and you look at Kyle Schwarber. I mean, what a great year he's having. 3rd year in a row, 4th year in a row. What a great year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
your
I
thoughts on that, Schwarber. Go ahead.
I think that's still up for debate. The question was with the trade deadline, did they do enough? Now they also picked up Harrison Bader, also from the Twins, who had a nice moment yesterday in a 3-3 game.
Bader,
late.
time for his first big moment as a Philly.
And a high fly ball to deep left field, way back there, and the Phillies have taken the lead. The first hit in a Phillies uniform for Harrison Bader is a home run.
Got good hair.
It's 6-3
Yeah.
It's actually better than mine.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Philadelphia. And if you're Rob Thompson, you gotta have a feel.
Now,
So,
isn't it
that
true
was
he
big.
was kind of struggling before that hit? That was
Well, he
his
was.
first
He,
hit.
I think he was
at
like 0
8.
for 8 with a walk before that. But
Right.
he just needed to get one on the board to kind of settle in. And hey, look, he broke that game open. I mean, they went a little crazy and ended up winning 13-3. But it was, I believe that when that happened, it was 3-3
It was
in the
3-3.
in like the 6th or 7th, right? So now look, he's got 13 home runs on the year. I mean, if he finishes strong, he could put up 20 dingers. And he hits at least for a decent average. I mean, it's kind of like a 260 hitter. So it's certainly better than what we've had. I was more hopeful that they would make a big splash with the bat, though. And look, since the trade, I mean, with Duran, 2 for 2, nobody's even barely touched the ball against him. And Harrison Bader comes up big in a game to basically win a game for us. I can't complain, but when the trade deadline was over, I felt like we missed out. I felt like it seemed like we were trying to make a move for Quan, but they really wanted Painter, and we just apparently we were not trading Painter no matter what.
Yeah.
How did you feel, Rube, about the deadline overall?
Well, I think a couple things. One is I think we need to be a little bit careful getting over our skis and thinking this team is going to win the World Series based on a couple of games. Still not scoring, outside of the 13 run, breakout, which 6 of those RBIs are from Schwarber, and we'll talk about him in a minute. I'm still worried about the bats going cold. So yes, one of the things that technical director talked about was taking the pressure off of the rest of the bullpen and the starters and so on and so forth. What I'm hopeful for is that it takes pressure off our hitters, because it kind of feels like if we don't score enough runs and we're not pressing to score more runs, there wasn't a lot of confidence with the back of our bullpen. So I'm hoping we can play loose. I love the energy, like that it felt like playoff baseball with this move. So I think it gave us a good shot of adrenaline to go into August and September. But I'm not quite ready to call these guys the World Series winners yet, despite the rest of the flaws that other playoff teams have. I want to see them score more than 2 runs a game on average for more than a couple of weeks, and then I may be able to get on the bandwagon. But yeah, excited about him. Bader, looks like a nice player, but remember the guy we picked up last year threw a no-hitter and then did nothing. So let's see this Bader guy show us a little bit more and show us that he can give us something more than the rest of that outfield has been giving us.
I agree.
So excited, good, glad we got the closer. We all violently agreed that we needed the closer. It's great to see that. It's exciting to have him. Now we just got to hit and be consistent at the plate.
It also does provide some energy to the crowd as well.
100%, yeah.
It's kind of like it makes baseball fun again. If
Yeah,
the
it's a
Phillies
playoff
were,
atmosphere. That
yeah,
made the hair on my arms raise when you guys showed the video.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like if before maybe they were a little tight, now it's kind of fun again with the tarantula.
The tarantula. I hate those things. I hate tarantulas though. I
I
don't know
know.
if I can watch. I'll just listen.
Rob, I want to know what violently agreeing means.
That means
Usually that's
we're
their
really,
opposite.
we're really, really agreeing, Chris. We're really, really, really agreeing.
To the point where we come to blows. Like you're
Maybe
right
like
and
a,
you know
a
it.
face
Yes,
slap,
you are
a
right.
face slap.
It is. It is. It is. It is. It is. Yeah. I think that's.
Let's
I think I learned that one in the corporate world. I am in violent agreement with you.
Oh, that
let's
sounds great.
let's talk a little bit about Schwarber because I don't know if you guys know, but the year that Ryan Howard hit 58 home runs, at this point in the season, he had 39 that year,
Right.
and Schwarber's ahead by one with 40. Now, Ryan Howard did go on a tear at the end of the season. Who knows if Schwarber will do that or not? But he's basically if you size him up with Shohei Ohtani for the MVP, you're probably still giving it to Ohtani because he hits for a better average. They basically have about the same amount of home runs. I think it's like 40 to 38. The big advantage for Schwarber is RBIs. He's got like 20 more RBIs than Shohei Ohtani. But at the same time, the other thing I think Schwarber has going against him is he's a DH number one.
Yep.
And Shohei Ohtani also pitches.
Yeah, I mean,
he's only pitched like 15 innings, but he's got a 2.4 ERA. So it's going to be really.
I got more stolen bases.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and more stolen bases. So, to be honest, I think Schwarber, for him to have a chance to win the MVP, he's probably got to hit 60 home runs.
I'd agree.
But let's show a little clip of Schwarber last night.
And a high fly ball out to right field. Does he have it again? He does! Grand slam, Kyle Schwarber!
And that was off a righty.
Chance of MVP in the background as he took that swing. He launches his second home run of the night. 6 RBIs. It's 11-3 Phils.
I just have to say, my poor Orioles.
I was thinking about you, TD. Oh man,
yeah, they had such high hopes. So,
and they were really good the last 2 years.
They were.
Yeah, they had a lot of injuries this year, and once again, the Achilles heel I've talked about for many, many years with the Orioles. I'm like a broken record. Starting pitching. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I think it's really hard to have a conversation about MVP in the National League, especially because of just what an amazing talent Shohei is. I mean, if Shohei Ohtani was not playing baseball, I think the conversation around Schwarber would be more prevalent on a national level because of what he's doing and how he's doing it. But I just got to tell you, look, the guy pitches, the guy steals, the guy hits for average. He crushes the ball. He's the Michael Jordan of baseball now, and he's having yet another great season. So I just don't. Schwarber is the MVP in my book. He's in for the Phillies. He's definitely my MVP because I picked him number one in my fantasy draft, and I got laughed at by all the young kids I'm playing with.
Yeah, those dang kids.
They were like, you picked Schwarber number one. I mean, he's good. And there are some Phillies fans in this league, and I'm like, guys, just wait it out. The old man here, I got patience. The end of the year, I'm going to be on top. I started at the bottom for the first month. I've now climbed my way up to 6th place. I have a winning record now. and I'm beating one of the top 2 teams as we speak, Kyle Schwarber. So he is my MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's good.
think
That's good to know.
Thank you.
Now here's another question for you guys. Does Christopher Sanchez have a shot at Cy Young?
Why not?
Now here's the differences. So you've got your Paul Skeens. He had a bad outing his last time out. It was actually very strange. He had a 4-0 lead, and he gave up a 3-run bomb, and then a guy that he left on base for the guy who came in scored. So he gave up like 4 runs in like 6 innings, which put him over 2.0. Previously, he was like 1.83. And now Skeens is like 2.02. And I think Sanchez is 2.40. But there's a huge difference in wins. So Sanchez is 10-3, and Skeens is 6-8. So like what I'm saying is if Wheeler continues to struggle a little bit, but Sanchez just remains hot and maybe finishes and wins another 6-7 games, if he ends up like 17-4, with like a 2.25 ERA,
Be hard not for him to win.
could Sanchez be the Cy Young?
Good, yeah. Let me, just a quick take on Schwarber before we get into Sanchez. But I've thought about this because it's just the talk is getting louder and louder about MVP, and it's a bit premature. But MVP usually goes to the best player on the best team. So from my perspective, yeah, I think there's a disadvantage of him being a DH. But if the Phillies end up with the best record in the National League and go a round or 2 in the playoffs, and Schwarber is up there in the high 50s, 60s, I think it's gonna be hard not to give it to him, unless Ohtani goes on a big tear. So I think to be determined, but he's going to have to continue on this tear for it to even be a
Right.
game. And then there's the guy from the Cubs, Pete Crow, whatever his last name is.
Crow Armstrong.
Crow Armstrong's also in it, and the Cubs are having a hell of a year. But
Right.
listen, it's great to be talking about a Philly being in the MVP race. It's great to be talking about a Philly in the Cy Young race.
Yeah.
Sanchez looked great the other night. And let me tell you something. Shout out to the Tigers for their defense, man. It could have been a lot. He could have had a bigger lead, but they were playing some awesome defense, as were the Phillies.
Yeah.
But you looked
Yeah.
at Sanchez up there, he just looked in complete control. Even a
Mhm.
couple innings where he put the first couple guys on base. I think there were a couple innings where the first 2 guys got on base, including early. There was no doubt with him on the mound. I felt good that we were going to get out of it,
Oh
and he
yeah.
was able to do it. So I don't know where he stands in terms of wins and losses versus other Cy Young candidates outside of Skeens, but he's got to be in the talk for it. I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the Phillies, fellas?
I think they're going to win the World Series. I'm calling it right now.
Why? When you call things, good things seem to happen for Philadelphia.
Eagles. Yeah,
Called
they're
the
going to Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm just a little teaser here. When we do our NFL predictions, I'm already taking the Eagles in the Super Bowl again. I mean,
Okay.
it's just there's no reason to hide that one. It's
That's not a
everything
tease.
else.
That's a flat out declaration.
Absolutely. I mean, now that's assuming everybody stays healthy. I mean, that we all know. You know what? I hate when we do these things and everybody on these other shows does it. And you always have to say, like, well, as long as they stay healthy. And of course, we hope they stay healthy. And it's kind of like you're saying it under your breath, like that's the unsaid thing that we all think. But you said it out loud anyway, so it's not unsaid. Just leave it unsaid. We know. Okay,
Right.
it's an excuse. If they get hurt, they don't win.
We do have one more thing to mention with regard to
We
the
do.
Phillies. We have J-Roll honored on the Phillies Wall of Fame. Chase Utley taking down the plaque.
Yeah, you want to see a little highlight there?
What's that?
I said I got a little highlight of that.
The ballpark tonight with an added enthusiasm for the team, witnessing a special moment for one of the franchise's greats.
Now, I did not know that Jimmy Rollins played for 15
Friday
years.
night as he's welcomed back to
Mhm.
Citizens Bank Park.
More than anything, I want to thank this organization. I want to thank these fans. I want to thank this city for everything that I've become wearing this uniform.
The uniform sported by the 2008 World Series champion and now the 49th Philly to be inducted onto the team's Wall of Fame. Rollins, former shortstop for the Phillies, was drafted by the team in 1996, playing for 15 seasons.
You always hear that Philly is a tough place to play, and it is. It's a very tough place to play if you don't want to win, if you're soft, if you don't want to go out there and give your all for the fans that pay their money to watch us play.
Fans packed the ballpark
J-roll.
Friday to watch the special ceremony, crowded with past inductees and renowned players like Ryan Howard. Rollins, he says, is not only a mentor, but a good friend and respected by so many fans.
It was chills, it was excitement, everything he meant to the city, that smile, his passion, he just encompasses everything Philadelphia's about, everything Philadelphia fans are about. It was an honor to be here.
Rollins was inducted Friday alongside former Phillies GM Ed Wade. He's responsible for drafting and developing much of the core of the 2008 team.
It seems as if almost every great moment in my life started at a ballpark.
Wade and Rollins' plaques were unveiled on the wall by Chase Utley, a big surprise of the evening, and where fans lined up afterwards to get photographs of history.
Jimmy Rollins and Chase Utley are like my childhood, so I mean it's like a full circle moment, man. It's really cool.
A full circle moment with a message from Rollins to the current team.
I hope you get tired of hearing about the 2008 World Series team. The same way we were tired about hearing about the 1980 World Series team. And there's only one way to replace that, and that's going to get a World Series of your own.
At Citizens Bank Park, Lily Zhang, NBC 10 News.
There you go.
Good speech there, don't you think?
I did. Yeah. He's always been really outspoken. I like him. So let me ask you this. You know, as we kind of wrap up the Phillies part of the Phillies segment, I'm just trying to think out loud. So outside of Schwarber and, you know, Harper and the guys that are playing well, who do you think's the wild card? What do you think puts this team? But let's leave the closer out of it because we all violently agree that was an upgrade. Who's the wild card? Who needs to just start turning it on?
How about Aaron Nola?
When does he come back? When's he?
I mean, he's not back yet, right?
He's going to be back real soon. I think he's made 2 of his 3 starts in AAA, and I think he's coming up after the next one. Just kind of getting his, getting it so that he can, not really his rhythm, just length. You know, like they started out like 50 pitches, and they'll go to 70, then they'll go to 90.
Stamina.
Gotcha. There you go. Yeah,
gotcha.
Maybe Aaron Nola, because I feel really good about Wheeler, Sanchez, and Ranger. But look, you do have to pitch for 4 pitchers if you're going to go all the way. And I don't trust Luzardo anymore. And Nola has been, our number 2 for several years now behind Wheeler, and we need him to come back pitching like he can pitch at his best. And I'd say on the flip side, if we're talking about the offense, it's JT and Castellanos. Those 2 are the main 2 that hit behind Harper. They have to protect Harper. If they hit, then you got to pitch to Harper. So I think they're really important in that respect.
Yeah, I think those are 2 good choices. What say you, TD?
Well, I honestly think that Nola coming back is and pitching well is key. I'd like to see Schwarber stay on his current trajectory. That's going to be hard. But we always said if he would raise his average just like 20 points, I mean, he'd add another 15, 20 RBIs, probably another 10, 15 home runs. And looks like that's going to happen. I think Bryce Harper, he had a little bit of a dip there, and didn't he had an injury, and
He did.
He had a wrist. He had an elbow, then a wrist. Yeah.
But he's pretty hot now. He's been hitting a lot of home runs. Yeah.
This is the time of year that worries me because there's still a good amount of baseball to play. We've got all of August.
Yeah.
And really 2 weeks in September.
Yeah.
Where if you get really hot right now and you're hot for too long, okay, so it's almost like if they're going to have a slump, I'd like to see it. I mean, God forbid they have a slump the rest of the year anyway. But if they're going to have a slump, I'd like to see it come in the next 2 weeks.
That's kind of, I mean, I kind of disagree with that because I'd like them just to not slump at all.
Well, I said that.
That's like the injury. That's like the injury excuse.
Right.
You know? Well, if they're going to get hurt, let them get hurt now.
But I will say this.
Not really. It's a little different.
You know who is losing their baseball season now because they're so hot? Is the Milwaukee Brewers.
Right.
You think they peaked too soon?
They definitely peaked too soon. They're gonna you watch 2-3 weeks before the end of the season, they're gonna start playing 500 and they're gonna just stumble in to the playoffs playing average ball and somebody's gonna take them out.
So someone on the Phillies, listen, every baseball, you're the best if you hit 300 plus. And so at some point we need somebody else to start hitting the ball and driving in runs. So, I think Real Muto is a good call, Schwaber, because, he's playing for a contract. And let's say he bats 220, 230, whatever he is going to bat the rest of the year. I don't think we bring him back. I think they'll bring Schwarber back and not him. And so I'd like to see him start playing for his contract. I'd like to start seeing him hitting. Usually when Real Muto's hitting, the Phillies are winning.
And we could talk about this at the end of the year, but I'll just give you my opinion on that right now. I don't see any way that they don't bring Schwarber back. He's in the prime of his career.
I thought you were going to say Real Muto.
No. He is he's a crucial piece of that machine. Crucial.
Honestly, from everything that I've heard, what you're saying, Rube, makes sense. Like JT's lost some power. For a good portion of the year, he wasn't hitting. He's actually hitting pretty well in the second half. I mean, I think his average is up to around 270. Okay. So that's pretty good. But I would say this, everything that I hear when you've got guys in the media talking about it is they want JT back no matter what, because apparently he handles the pitching staff incredibly.
And that's what I was going to say. But it would be nice if he could hit, if he hit with some consistency. Yeah. And we're going to need him to, right? We're going to need someone other than Schwarber to drive in, and Schwarber and Harper to drive in runs. So whether it's Stott, Castellanos, JT, they're the most probably eligible to do so. And, hopefully Bohm comes back and, he was hitting pretty well before he got hurt. So, I would expect that to continue. When's he back, by the way? When's Bohm back?
I don't know. Probably fairly soon. I mean, he was only supposed to be out for like about a month or 6 weeks.
Okay.
So it's probably around that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe end of August.
We shall see. We shall see. So turning the page here, we got a couple things to talk about the Eagles. Page 2, they make a move. They trade for a cornerback. This guy, what's his name? What happens? Jacorian Bennett.
His name is Jacorian Bennett.
That's a good name.
He's a cornerback for the Raiders. And what's interesting about it is, and I'll just be, honest here. I never heard of him. Okay, I mean, I never heard of him.
Yeah, me neither.
You would have heard of him.
I would have heard of him if I watched like every Raiders game, probably.
No, if you watched the draft when Keely Ringo got selected right after him.
Yeah, I saw that. That is true. That is true. But listen to these stats. Last year for cornerbacks with over 450 snaps, He allowed 18 receptions, which was the third best in the league in terms of fewest receptions. He was targeted 37 times, which was tied for 10th. He allowed only 176 yards last year, which was second best amongst all corners. He had no touchdowns allowed, which tied with several others for first. And he had 9 pass breakups, which tied which tied with others for fourth best in the league. And I actually saw some highlights. I saw a highlight where a guy caught a ball in the end zone and he just, slapped the ball out like right between his hands. And it was a really good play to save a touchdown. So, my theory is, look, I don't think you make a trade for a corner if you're happy with what you're seeing from Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. Would you agree with that?
100%. 100%, because Booker wasn't a throwaway, man. Booker played well in the rotation last year. So I think you're exactly right. And based on our conversation last week, it didn't sound like Vic was super excited with either one of those guys. So I don't think we should be surprised by this.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be put out there in a starting position coming into camp this late. But it wouldn't shock me at all if, like, by week 3, you see him and he's a starting corner.
You know what wouldn't surprise me? If by the end of the year, Schwab has a shirt that says "Cornerback."
I like it. I like it.
There's some merch. There's some merch idea for us right there.
Trademarked by the Sports Porch.
Yeah. Now, speaking of great corners.
Good segue. Look at this.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles had one of their best inducted into the Hall of Fame. And let's just show a clip of, for my money, his best play in an NFL uniform.
All righty.
I've never seen it where it goes all the way down. A science that's fake is a good one. His pass is not. It's picked off by Eric Allen. Allen still spinning, still finding room, and Allen comes out of the back. Eric Allen still on his feet. Eric Allen at the 40. Allen is going to go all the way.
Good block.
Eric Allen steps into the end zone, and the Eagles are ahead from 94 yards away.
Is that Randall in the end zone?
Yeah, that was Randall. He got hurt in the beginning of the game.
It's all, you know what? It does it not just, before we go on to the Eric Allen stuff, does it not just, warm your heart to hear Pat Summerall and John Madden calling a football game?
It does.
It's your childhood right there. It's like those lazy Sunday afternoons where you were like listening to Pat Summerall's soothing voice just give, elegance to the game, a violent game. And then John Madden just in there, just like, hooping it up, loved that. They don't have guys like that anymore. I'm sorry. Nobody.
No,
that's said all old guys ever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So let me give you a few stats on the Hall of Famer here. So Eric Allen had 54 career interceptions. Twice he led the league in interceptions. Had 4 interceptions in the playoffs, 1 for a touchdown against the Saints. He had 8 interceptions for touchdowns in his career, 6 Pro Bowls, played for 14 years, 359 games, also had 7 fumble recoveries, 3 sacks. Just, a pure shutdown corner, man. I mean, I think he didn't, get a lot of the press simply because, you have Reggie White and Jerome Brown and Clyde Simmons and Seth Joyner and and all those guys from that great defense. But he was a really, really good corner, and I'm happy to see him finally get in.
Yeah. You know what else I liked about that clip? I love the big shoulder pads those guys used to wear. Right. It's like, when all of a sudden didn't they have to wear shoulder pads like that anymore?
Yeah,
maybe that was fiber carbon there, TD.
You mean carbon fiber? Carbon
I'm sorry,
fiber.
carbon fiber.
Yeah.
By the way, there was a great highlight, but I couldn't find it on its own. I only found it in like this 12-minute video of all of his highlights, where he intercepted Troy Aikman on a fade pattern to Michael Irvin in the end zone, and after he intercepted the ball, he looked at Michael Irvin and he spiked it like he scored the touchdown. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
You love to hate all Cowboys. I wonder, I as I think about Eric Allen, and it took him a long time to get in.
It did.
And I just I didn't do the research, but I'm sure you did, Grant Schwabini. A, what took him so long, and B, is he really a Hall of Famer, or was he just really a really very, very good player in comparison to other cornerbacks? Like, how does he measure up?
He's definitely deserving. As a matter of fact, there are cornerbacks that are in that don't have stats nearly as good as his.
Why did they win Super Bowls or something, or
that,
what?
That really, honest to goodness, that really is the truth. That's what it's about. There's a lot of guys that get in because their team won the Super Bowl, and so you can say they're a Super Bowl champion. Like, for example, like Aeneas Williams got in. He had a way better career than Aeneas Williams, and
he won a Super Bowl with the Rams,
won a
right?
Super Bowl with the Rams, I think,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
And same thing, like Seth Joyner, who's not in. If you look at Seth Joyner's stats compared to James Willis, who played for the 49ers at linebacker?
Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis is in the Hall of Fame. And Patrick Willis had a short career. He only played 7 years. Seth Joyner's stats destroy Patrick Willis. I mean, I once showed a friend of ours, Scott, the statistics of Seth Joyner versus Patrick Willis, and he said, "Oh my gosh, I can't ever even think about Patrick Willis as a Hall of Famer ever again."
You did who? Our friend Scott or your friend Scott?
Our friend Scott.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I mean, but
maybe this is the sports porch. Maybe the NFL, maybe the Hall of Fame's listening to us.
But that's the thing.
No doubt. No doubt.
That's the thing. It's a lot harder to get in if you don't win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
And that's why you're going to see that. Look, just in my opinion, it's going to be real easy. Kelsey's probably going to get in on the first ballot.
Oh yeah.
Saquon Barkley. A few more years, he's going to be in.
No, I think he's in no matter what.
I don't know.
Probably Jalen Hurts is going to be in. AJ Brown.
Yeah. Now you're starting to.
I don't know. I think
Hurts has a little bit longer in his career, but yes, he's won a Super Bowl, so you're garnering plenty of votes.
He wins a lot of games too.
Right.
They'll look at the record and going to at least 2 Super Bowls and winning one.
Yeah.
And all the touchdowns.
I'm not saying the rushing touchdowns. I'm not saying that I don't think he would ever play to that long of a career but he can he can certainly
I'm just saying, if he just basically has a good career the rest of the way and doesn't even win another Super Bowl but has a lot of playoff wins along the way,
he's got a good shot.
I think he's got a real good shot to get in.
He's got a good shot.
Guy like AJ Brown's going to, Darius Slay probably will because he was on a Super Bowl winning team.
Maybe.
I
think we're stretching and dreaming a little bit here, Schwab.
Think about it this way.
You're putting everybody that won the Super Bowl. You're putting every single player on the. How about Dallas Goedert? Huh?
Well, no. Probably not Dallas Goedert, but no, Chris. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, every Pittsburgh Steeler is in the Hall of Fame.
Well, they won 4 Super Bowls.
They did. They every single one of them is in.
I mean back then.
Oh,
in the 70s.
Right.
But every single one of them.
We're digressing. That's. I mean, I think we agree that there's some Hall of Fame players on the roster.
We should have some arguments about if it was only 1 or 2 of them sometime. Maybe as we get closer to the season, about who we think really does have a shot. Because I would agree, maybe a little over our skis, But the point is you win a Super Bowl, you get a better chance. I think we need to go on a Seth Joyner crusade, and we need to get all the Sports Porch fans, behind us, and we need to get it to the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
that should be our mission.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And
But
go ahead, Schwaber. One more thought on this.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, like if you think about it, another I think good way of thinking about these things is, so who during his era was better, right? And I think there's two obvious ones, right? There's Darryl Green of the Redskins and Deion Sanders of his various teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, can you really tell me somebody who was better than Eric Allen at corner?
Yeah, I can't. I'd have to go back and
you'd have to go back.
Those are the two big names. Those are obviously the two big names, but
yeah. But nobody's really coming to your mind.
So what took him so long? What took so long to get him in there?
Because he didn't win a Super Bowl.
Period.
Not only did he not win a Super Bowl, but he was only on a team that won one playoff game. You know what I mean?
Dawkins didn't win a Super Bowl.
Well, but Brian Dawkins was pretty special. I mean, his numbers are outrageous.
And they went to all those NFC championship games,
and
which was after Eric Allen. All right, TD, I can see you want us to move along. Let's move along.
Well, I'm working on something else behind the scenes, so yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Well, it's not bad. I think we have something very, very tasty we need to get to here. And before we do that, I want to encourage everybody, if you're watching us now live all over the world on Facebook, YouTube, and X, to go over to YouTube. It's real easy at Philadelphia Sports Porch. Click that subscribe button. We're growing our YouTube channel. Click the notifications. Then your phone will automatically tell you when we're online, which is every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can also subscribe on X at Philly Porch. We always get a ton of viewers there for our live shows. So if you're watching us on X at Philly Porch, please hit that follow button. We would love that. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify anytime you want or anywhere you get your podcasts. Leave us a review there if you want to go back and catch up. I listen to every single episode right after we do the episode, boys. I go right upstairs. I get a cigar. I go out on my porch. I thank the Lord God that I have the opportunity to sit in my basement and make podcasts like this with my friends. And then I listen to how goddamn good we are because we're good. Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
That sounds awesome. That makes me want to get on a plane and come to old Pittsburgh and have a cigar with you, TD.
Come on up, Rob. You have an open invitation. Just show up. The only qualification for being here and being treated respectfully is keep the comments about my lawn to a minimum. That's because that's a long story for a different podcast. Long story.
Every time we go over to his house, me and Steve are just like, so gonna cut the lawn?
I got 2 acres, dude. I got 2 acres and I work at a grocery store 40 hours a week. It looks fantastic. All right.
Let's talk about something tasty now.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that because right now there's something, just monumental going on in the city of Philadelphia. And that is Philadelphia Beautiful's 7th annual Greater Philadelphia Cheesesteak Challenge. It's like an NCAA bracket for cheesesteak joints. It's like the best cheesesteaks, all of them. I would say. Now, I full transparency, I have not had all of them, but thanks to this contest and thanks to Schwaber and Philadelphia Beautiful, last year I drove out there after the contest and I had a whole bunch of them. And they were all really good. So all of these joints in this contest, they make fantastic food. They're local businesses, true to Philly. And the greater part means, look, if you're within shouting distance of Philadelphia, if you're across the bridge in Jersey or maybe up in Bensalem or Levittown or wherever, look, you're making Philly cheesesteaks. You got the vibe. And right now we're working on the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Philadelphia Beautiful's Facebook page. I don't have to spell that out for you. Okay. Philadelphia Beautiful's Facebook page. Every morning, Schwaber posts an update on the contest. There are thousands of people voting now, literally thousands of people voting.
Yep. We're going over today. We went over 10,000 votes thus far.
Wow. And the restaurants get involved and we love that. We love that. So, Schwaber, I got it down in the ticker. I'm going to let you take it from here and give the update. But this to me is a super exciting because I love cheesesteaks. So,
Me too.
I can't wait. And I love this contest. So go for it, Schwaber. Give us the update.
Yeah, so the update, we're in the middle of the Elite Eight. Now, last year, if you were watching, the 2004 champion was Lillo's Tomato Pies.
You mean
Which
24 champion, bud. 24. You
Didn't I
said
say
2004.
2024?
No, you said 2004 champion.
Okay.
I
Well,
just didn't want anybody to get confused.
Yeah, so we had Lillo's Tomato Pies defeated Jim Steaks pretty handily.
Wow.
They have made it into the final four. On the other side of the bracket, we have Curly's, who was also in the final last year against Lillo's, and it was very, very close. And they also were our 2023 champion.
Yeah.
They have also made it into the final four. So our number 1 and our number 2 seeds have made it to the final four. Today, as we speak, we have Gazzo's going up against Jay's Steak and Hoagie Joint. And I'll tell you what, I thought this was going to be a total runaway for Gazzo's. But Jay's fans have put up a fight. They're not completely out of this thing. We'll have to kind of see what happens late night here. But if I had to predict, I'm not going to predict.
Yeah, don't do that.
We'll see what happens. We'll see.
No way, don't do that.
And then we're going to have another big one tomorrow when Barry's, our 4 seed, takes the stand against John's Roast Pork, JRP. JRP was a former champion as well.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one. Maybe we should stop back there no matter what the results.
Oh yeah, I love JRP. They're probably my second favorite.
Gotcha.
Look, I'll tell you what, Barry's has an incredible fan base, but so does JRP. I think that JRP has that's definitely a coin flip right there. So it'll be interesting to see, but it's rounding out really well. Things are going to get a little bit different as we move forward. When we get to the final four, it's not just going to be a one-day thing. You're going to get 2 days to vote.
It also starts to get a little dicey in there too. In the comments, starts to get dicey.
People. Well, there's already people flipping out about things.
I know, I love it. I love it.
It's funny. It's what it is.
In the first couple years when people would flip out, honestly, Schwaber would get worried, and so would I, because it's like, you don't want to hurt anybody's. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Now it's more like, look, flip out, man. I mean, it's a cheesesteak contest.
Mm-hmm.
We all take our cheesesteak seriously. Just be nice. But if you want to flip out, go right ahead. It's the passion. It's the passion.
We should. Is there a way? Last week I went to Philadelphia Beautiful on Facebook, and I saw how to do it. Is there a way we could demonstrate for our fans, like live, on how to go do it?
Probably. Let me see. I'll tell you what. If you want to just talk a little bit more about cheesesteaks, I might be able to whip up the.
Have the winners come from like outside of Philadelphia? I'm new to this, guys. So have the winners mostly come from like inside the Philadelphia limits? Or are we like talking Delaware? Jersey? Where do the winners usually coming from?
Well, let me tell you. I'll tell you where the winners have come from. So we started this in 2019. In 2019, our winner was Jim Steaks.
Which we all know where that is.
Yep. In 2020, our winner was John's Roast Pork. In 2021, our winner was Del Sandro Steaks. Now, all those are in Center City, Philadelphia.
Okay.
In 2022, our winner was Pudge's Steaks and Hoagies. I believe Pudge's is in Bluebell.
Okay.
In 2023, it was Curly's, which is in Levittown. And in 2024, it was Lillo's Tomato Pies, which is right over the border into Jersey.
Okay.
So it's become I would say more recently, it's kind of going past Philadelphia. Um, but it's kind of started mainly within Philadelphia. But I think that's also kind of um, sort of what's happening with the scene.
Mhm.
Simply because so many places are just putting a real creative spin on it. Like you had the move to Cooper Sharp, which became like a big thing for a lot of cheesesteak joints. um and just businesses kind of flourishing, so
All
and
right,
more
good to
people
know.
getting out
Okay,
there.
so here's some of the things that are going on with this. So this is a guy named John Bucci on Facebook. I believe he's part of John's Roast Pork. He's probably the owner. I don't know. So if I'm misrepresenting that, I apologize. But I'm guessing he is. But he just posted a couple days ago. Thank you to everyone that voted for us, John's Roast Pork, in the last round. Might as well finish this out. You have to go to their Philadelphia. So the restaurants get into this, and they're posting the brackets now online.
I love it. I
Okay.
love it. This is great for small businesses too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So going to the main page on Philadelphia Beautiful, this is where you can go. You go to Philadelphia Beautiful, and you can see the page right there, 46,000 followers. It's going to come up in your feed, so you can either go to you can go to the page and hit the follow button, and then those stuff will come up. But this is
Hey,
That's
there's
us
us.
right
Look at
now.
us.
it's showing us live right now. There we are, live on Philly Beautiful. What'll happen when you come down here to this post
That's
right here?
today's.
So congrats to Curly's Comfort Food and all this kind of stuff. But then what happens is you get your matchup, and it says in the comments below. So comment, vote for your favorite by putting their number in, number 3 or number 10. And what people are doing, and right now we have over 1,000 comments. What people are doing is okay. I think I messed that up. Let's
You
go back
accidentally
here.
clicked on comment.
Yeah, no, I know I did.
So you
There's
essentially
over
you have to
1,000
pick.
comments. What I want to
You
do
have
is
to
I
pick the.
want to
You have to
see.
pick the number. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I want to do is I want to see the comments, which for some reason I'm having trouble.
You should be able to see them
Maybe
by keeping going
it's
down.
there you
There
go.
we
Here
go.
you go.
Yeah,
So
there
there
it
you
is.
go. See? It's just because it's a squish screen. So, this
Right.
top fan, number 3, number 3, number 3. So we're not going to show all the votes right now because we don't want to give anything away, but you wanted to know. You wanted to know
Right. I love it.
how you vote. And there it is. That's how you vote.
So you pick the number of the joint that you want to see win.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Easy enough.
Schwaber.
Does he go in his
Schwaber
little? Does
literally,
Schwaber like go hand write all of this down?
yes.
Have you seen
Schwaber
Schwaber's? Have you
counts
seen his
every
handwriting?
vote. Yes, I
I
have.
do count every
And
vote.
he counts every single vote. He tries his best to make sure there are no double votes. I'm sure he's probably 99.9% effective. Nobody's perfect.
He's better than Anderson Consultant.
I'm pretty
Absolutely.
damn effective. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, the love affair and the work that goes into this for him, you guys out there, get out there and vote, because what's going to happen is when we announce the winner, we're going to go back down to Philly and or New Jersey or wherever. And
The Delaware Valley.
We're going to pop into some of these joints and we're going to deliver the winner. We'll probably stop and see Curly because he's a great guy. I got a feeling we got to see Lilo's no matter what happens because they treated us so well. We're going to have to stop at John's Steak and Hoagie joint because they gave us the pretzel roll thing. And I mean, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun. So yeah, get out there, go to Philadelphia Beautiful, follow it, and vote for that cheesesteak, your favorite cheesesteak.
One thing just to mention, I am gonna do a little change up this year. In the past, what I did was I took the bottom 4 out and I allowed for fans to vote in a new 4.
It's like
'Cause
relegation. It's like the Premier League. You're
it is.
relegated. Yeah.
It
Okay.
is. But I'm changing that this year. I'm gonna go for I'm gonna take the bottom 6 out and I'm gonna let 6 newcomers come in. And that's mainly because I've had a lot of comments specifically for 3 particular places. Verona Pizza in Maple Glen, my old hometown.
Oh,
Um,
the coal mining town of Maple Glen. Got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shays, a place called Shays, and a place called Del Rossi's. So I'm basically gonna let those 3 in, and then I'm gonna let folks vote to get in another 3. So
All right.
I've been pretty
That's
much
next year. That's next
what's
year.
that? That's
That's
next
next
year.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're worried about right now.
Well, no, you can't
Right now.
worry about right now. You got to worry about next year too,
All right.
because
Let's
there
not
will
worry.
be
Let's enjoy.
Yeah.
there will be a day where we are going to take a day or 2 off from the finals or the final 4, and we're going to vote for the ones that are going in next year.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Got to pay attention.
Excellent.
Pay
When
attention.
is last thing on this? What's the schedule? What happens next?
The just so you know, the reveal of the winner is going to happen um on our Tuesday, August 19th episode. So I believe that's 2 weeks from today.
It is. So the final 4 is next week, and then the final is the week after. Is that the way it works?
It's going to be the final 4 is going to be well, there's a couple things that happen. So we'll have the final 4 settled by end of day tomorrow. Then we're going to have a day where I'm going to show the rankings of number 5 through 32. That'll certainly rile some people up. And then we're going to have our vote for the next year. Then we're going to have our 7 years of winners in one day, just so everybody can see who's won. And then we're going to have 2 days for each Final 4 matchup, and then 3 days for the championship. And then we will reveal on Tuesday, the 19th.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there you have it. The 2025 Philadelphia Beautiful Greater Philadelphia Cheesesteak Contest is running now. Go to Philadelphia Beautiful to vote on Facebook. Page 4, guys. We're finally here. What we're watching and what this is.
Are you guys ever going to let me do this?
Yeah, why don't you take a stab at it tonight?
It's all yours. It's all yours.
Let me tell you something out there, fans of the Sports Porch. Do we have a treat for you? Every week, this triad of gentlemen, and I use that term lightly, we want to help you. And, you know, we know everybody has a lot of choices when it comes to what you're watching out there on your big screen televisions. You could be watching something on Peacock. You could be watching something on Paramount Plus, Netflix, Prime, I don't know, cable TV. And if you're anything like me, before I met these guys, I could literally take an hour and flip through all these things and not find a thing to watch. And as a matter of fact, that happened to me this weekend. And my wife, Lemmer, as she is affectionately known, said, "Hey, what did the guys talk about last week? Why don't we check it out?" And you know what we did? We checked out The Better Sister.
Oh, how you liking it so far?
Well, we're 1 episode in. Very interesting. Jessica Biel does not disappoint. But hey, listen, every week we take an opportunity to tell you about what we're watching. And it could be something that we really liked, or it could be something that maybe we didn't like. So if you want to be a hero with your friends, your family, your peers, your colleagues, you can give them a hint as to what to watch. So with that being said, we're going to let the Grand Schwabini take it away.
All
How did I
right.
do? Was that good?
Pretty good, Rube. It's not easy,
It's a rookie.
being
It's a rookie. I'm a rookie
yeah.
here.
Yeah, it takes,
Needs needs a little work.
needs a
All
little
right.
work, takes a little
Okay.
practice, but
All right.
I liked it. I liked it. You got your points across.
Thank you for the chance. Thank you for
Yeah,
the
you got
opportunity.
it. You got it.
Okay.
Anytime. That's what we're about
We'll
here.
just expect
Opportunity.
improvement next time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Grand Schwabini, since Rube decided that he was going to let the Grand Schwabini take it away, the Grand Schwabini has completed watching a show that I watched and I thought was ridiculously funny. The
Righteous Gemstones on HBO Max. Now I know Chris has watched it. Have you seen it, Rob?
I have not.
Okay, so obviously you've got John Goodman. He is the patriarch of the family, and then you've got Danny McBride, who is his oldest son, and then a couple other pretty funny folks. And what this is kind of a a comedic take on the evangelical Christian, doing preaching in an arena, doing preaching in a stadium that they wrecked, outside of a mini mall, that kind of stuff. And it's just hilarious because it's kind of like they do take kind of their relationship with God seriously, but at the same time they're just kind of regular folks just like you and me, screwing up and making mistakes and doing really stupid things in their lives. It's just a very funny show. I mean, it's pretty much you'll probably watch it and laugh most of the way through it. And there's also some heartwarming moments as well. So I can't say enough good things about it. It's a 2 thumbs up. Righteous Gemstones. Put it on your docket.
All right. And I think we actually get HBO Max now. So we'll have to check that one out.
Ooh, congratulations.
Now I will say this, that
Fantastic.
you might consider it somewhat raunchy. So I don't know if that's a Lemmer thing or not.
Well,
it's
she doesn't mind a little bit of that. So
okay.
we'll see.
Yeah, I
well,
mean
there's
Amy May
She likes that.
handled it.
there's
She likes
actually a
it.
lot of it, but whatever.
Yeah, Amy May handled it.
All I can say is that the sister, the daughter, who is the sister of everybody,
Mhm.
she says some things that just blew my mind.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she
Alright.
has,
That's not easy to
no
do.
filter.
she
No
has
filter.
a hell of a vocabulary and absolutely no filter, whatever. Okay, Rube
Oh, I get to
is
go next. All right.
is watching something that I have also watched, and I thought it was I won't give a review, but I did enjoy it. It is
Yeah.
called Landman on Paramount Plus.
Landman. So Billy Bob Thornton, close to my heart, I've lived in Texas for the past 26, 27 years, however long it's been. This talks about Billy Bob Thornton plays a landman. Essentially, he's the guy that's sent out to the fields of West Texas in this instance to go essentially be the general manager of all the wells. And he goes out and he goes and buys the rights from the ranchers out there, and they drill for oil. And it's got a really good cast. So Demi Moore's in it,
Ally
John
Larder.
Hamm, and Ally Larder. You can never go
Ooh,
wrong
Ally
with Ally
Larder.
Larder if you're a
Mhm.
big fan of Varsity Blues and whipped cream bikinis. You will remember Ally Larder now all grown up. So
Yes.
really good, some awesome one-liners from Billy Bob Thornton, which
Yeah.
I just regularly use with Lemmer now. But it's good. It's
Excellent.
there's some humor. There's some drama, especially the opening scene is just amazing. And there's some family stuff in it, but it's mostly there's some talk about the daughter saying some raunchy things and things that I hope my daughter never tells me. So I give it 2 thumbs up. A lot of fun, really good acting. and I'm through season 1, and I will definitely be watching season 2.
Yeah, I think season 2 is not quite out yet, right?
Not yet.
Yeah, but it was a great show.
I do see a lot of clips of it, and it looks very funny.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I mean it's dramatic and it has funny moments.
Yeah, it's got something for everyone.
Yep.
Okay, last on tonight's list. If you are a fan of endless science fiction time loops, then you're going to love this show just like I did. It's called The Lazarus Project. It's on Netflix right now. I think it was originally a BBC show. I don't know the history of it. But essentially the Lazarus Project there is a secret group of operatives that are somehow affiliated with people in power in the world, and they've discovered that there are time loops, that humanity is constantly destroying itself, and they have these operatives all over the world looking. It's almost like they're searching for terrorists and things, but there's a lot of other things at play. And basically when they realize that the nuclear bomb that was stolen, that they're not going to be able to find it, and it's going to blow up in Moscow, they know that's the end of civilization. So they're able to reset the clock and go back to a checkpoint at a certain period of time. And the checkpoints change year to year. It's not as complicated as it sounds, but what it really is really it's suspenseful. It's tense. The acting is great. The way they bring these agents in is really interesting. And if you like that kind of stuff, it also has a little bit of that British humor to it, where they'll be in a completely, they'll be in a situation where there's just no way out of. They've got to do this. It's going to involve violence and death and gruesome things. And they'll look at each other and comment stuff like, last thing I thought I was going to be doing today. Like they're regular people that are like, now all of a sudden I've got to like kill this woman who I don't even know, or I'm not going to get the information. And if I don't get that, I'm going to have to murder her son. And I absolutely have to, because the end of the world is coming and there's a checkpoint and there's all these time loops. And then they look at each other and one of them will say, well, if we fail, they're going to come back anyway. And then pop, like, yeah. I mean, it's not about that. It's not a humorous show, but it's got these really light moments in it where you go, I'd probably act the same way. So it kind of brings you in. Really good show. Only 2 seasons. I think that the second season they just dropped it recently, because at the end of the second season, it's set up for a third, no doubt. So I haven't looked that up yet. But while I was in New York City this past week and my wife was working on wedding flower arrangements and stuff, I was her errand boy. So I would go out and grab food and bring it back to the hotel. And she gave me permission to not do anything other than serve her in that manner. So I blasted through this in 2 days.
Wow.
So you're saying your wife
Go ahead.
Were you going to say that's a lot to unpack?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
I was going to say, it's interesting. It sounds like your wife likes to be served.
Well, I mean, what do you expect?
That's kind of like my father, Neil Schwab.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a whole
He likes to be
different.
served.
That's Schwaber. That's a different rabbit hole.
I don't know what to say about either one of those, but I have heard that the TD is married to someone named the Diva. I can't wait to meet her one day.
You will meet her one day, and you will find her as lovely as everybody else who has ever met her. You will. You really will.
Awesome.
You really will. So, honey, we were talking about you tonight, and everybody's gonna love you. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right, guys. Don't forget. It's Cheesesteak Challenge time. Vote for your favorite cheesesteak joint. Keep your eye on Philadelphia Beautiful. And thank you for watching us live. If you did on X tonight, on YouTube and on Facebook all over the world, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. I'm going to drop the podcast right after the show on Spotify, and you can get it on anywhere you get your friggin' podcasts. And, of course, we want you to go over to YouTube and subscribe at Philadelphia Sports Porch or on X at Philly Porch. For the Grand Schwabini below me, for Rube all the way down there in Austin, Texas, I'm your technical director. We'll see you next week. I am out. Good launch.